did this 3D printing pieces. So we were able to 3D print, but those pieces are based on artifacts. And John Griffin has built many, many models for ILM over the years, and he's actually building the physical racetracks, old school, doing the LEDs for the engines, yeah. And I think this is John in his garage tooling the motion control device, because we can't do that in the garage. And here's what they built in their garages, literally in their garage studios. The ILM guys built, like John's laughing because he knows it's ridiculous. And he's building this model, oh look there, they've got AT or hat, I'm not going to debate you. Look at he's like a lens crafter making these pieces, all him, and Hal actually went and researched all three of the old Star Wars films and figured out all the flight paths and the types of shots that they did.
And when the star fields would shift and move and leave. And so here's us shooting passes on the stage. So here's how you get the key. And you'll see this is done. Isn't that cool? It's already for some reason, because whenever I worked on something, I was like, you can't shoot a model, there's the key. And instead of doing it as an optical printer, we're using digital. But you can see the room there, and it really reminds us of the old behind-the-scenes footage. It's just fun for us.
And they're all down in the basement shooting that live lens, and they're all gathered around, and evidently having a great time. It's really funny.
And here come the engine passes.
Yeah, you can see how awesome this is.
They have to do for each lighting setup, and pop it together. Hold on, there's a couple more.
It's a long process.
It's fun for us. We like it. Oh, come on. It's so cool. So anyway, we're putting all that together, and we're having a really good time. People won't even know, but we need you to appreciate that, so we showed you. Let's see, is there anything else? We have some Twitter questions that came in. They asked us to make questions for us from Twitter. We're going to read some up on the board here. The flashes, let's see. Indiana Jedi. Did you guys ever discuss Mandalorian history while working on the Clone Wars together?
Yeah,
we did a lot.
Quite a bit. In fact, there was a Mandalorian history created, question on Clone Wars, but around your character, we used to have free visual fighting with a vibroblade weapon in Clone Wars, and when George saw it, he said no. A lightsaber would cut the thing right in half. And I said, oh, that's a problem. So I was staged the whole thing. And he said, well, we'll figure something out. And then he called me later that day because he'd been drawing on it so much and said, I created something, it's called the Dark Saber. And so we got this.
I got to wield the Dark Saber and I had to do a whole speech about how I found it in a Jedi temple and all this stuff. It was super cool. So we had talked a lot about the Jedi history, Jedi and Mandalorian history, and also where the Mandalorians during the original trilogy, and even in the prequels. So we had a lot of conversations, and so now we're coloring in the missing tiles there. Yeah. So we talked about that a lot, and it's fun. They're a fun group. Next question. John, who did you look for? Who did you look to for guidance when creating the series? Well, I mean, first and foremost, Dave, because he was my Sherpa. And I get very excited when after I pitched to Kathy, and I've been talking to Kathy for many years about doing the story, and I started writing them. And by the time, before I even had a couple done, I had 4 written, because I wanted to make sure that they wanted to make the same show I did. Because what I didn't want to do is get into a situation where we had different ideas, and I didn't know, I didn't want to be developing. I would rather write it than not buy it. And I would show them to Dave, yes, because we had been paired up. Sadly, it was a little sad. Where he was over Christmas. He said the saddest thing was I saw one of your scripts came in the date was Christmas.
When he wrote it, and I thought, wow, you're really not doing anything. Christmas, you know, I come to gosh, so it's been like 2 days. I saw the email, I'm like, cool, I'll get around to that. And 2 days have gone by, I get a text, he's like, I've knit socks faster than you read this script. And he sent me a photo of him wearing both sets of socks. And I was like, okay, I'll read this script.
But you know,
I really enjoyed it.
It was when you, for me, writing doesn't come easily. So when I'm on a tear and I can go, I just go at it. And I don't stop till the ideas stop. And so I was having a great time writing this. And then eventually we started collaborating more. Yeah. Dave wrote one of them.
I did.
And I was so. And also George, by the way, George came by.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, he and Dave go way back, and
We do, a little bit.
And it's very interesting watching the two of them talk about, because George would throw out some historical facts, and Dave would remind him that maybe he remembers a different account of certain things. And it's watching to, it was very.
I haven't had him to this day, but it was a huge deal for me to have him there because I don't think I ever would have considered doing live action without his teachings and his guidance. He really got me interested in it. And so when he came by, that was a real thrill for me personally.
He was extremely proud when I was talking to him about Dave there because they had been working together for so long, and Dave was just starting out in that position, and really was a storyteller and writer, and really had absorbed all those lessons, and then to even have George, who really I started my curiosity about Joseph Campbell and the writers, you know, the hero's journey, and the monomyth through watching his film to the Tower of Myth that Joseph Campbell shot at the Skywalker Ranch when I was young. It really influenced me tremendously. And to be able to talk with George about these things, he's really an expert in such matters. And so it was great to hear it right from him. And so it just felt really good and fun and like it was through, you know, it was about the human connection too. And not just about what makes a show good, but life lessons. And it's been really nice also being able to work with, I've been learning from him for me to try to teach him what I've learned in live action, and us coming together has been a really wonderful partnership. And Kathy was really smart and thoughtful to get us together, because I don't think the show would have been nearly what it is without our collaboration. So, thank you.